Good evening. This message is for the EU. My name is President Obonjo of Laughter Republic. I am not going to mince my words. I understand that the EU is threatening to send troops to Niger. I totally condemn this action.
Hello, my great and wonderful people. How una day today? I hope all of una day well. Today we get a lot of messages and videos for our table. When we say one quickly the review to you concerning the things when we say if they happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. Just as you rightly see one from the introduction, how it be say this man they come out to send a warning message to EU when it also mean the European Union. And he sent this message in regards to the things when we say if they happen for Niger right now. As every world leaders, they send messages across to warn because of the impending doom when it be say each and every one of us don't already the sense. Now, after this very one, we equally get this message when it be say we they receive from one of our own when it be say in name now Borde George. This man equally come outside to send message again of this recent time to Bola Tinibu, say make it very careful for this issue of Niger Republic because in na it be ECOWAS held. Now make it not use the way when it be say it body the scratching to scratch the body or else waiting it will see for this Niger issue not be waiting in expect. Alright, we'll do one or two readings from inside that very one we they receive from Borde George before we'll bring you other videos. And as we put our hand there for inside this matter, the make us understand say the former national deputy chairman of Southwest of the People's Democratic Party, when we say they call PDP, when in name na Chief Borde George, don't come outside to write an open letter to President Bola Tinibu as in the warn against the plan when it be say it don't already lay out to invade Niger Republic by Nigeria Army and also the West Africa sub-region. And still on top of the matter, the make us understand say the regional bloc, when it be say they also known as ECOWAS, they don't already lay out their own plan to make sure say they use military intervention as part of their own measures to restore democracy for West African country as they follow the coup when it be say the army they remove the president of Niger when it be say in name now President Mohamed Bazoum last week. But Borde George when it be retired army general thought say make President Bola Tinibu when he be the chairman of ECOWAS make him not try to drag Nigeria as a nation into war. And for inside the letter when it be say in write on Friday when it be the 4th of August, Borde George raised a lot of reasons why it be say President Bola Tinibu must not use military intervention for this matter when it be say if they involve Niger and so many other African countries. And according to Borde George, for inside this letter, it say, Dear President Bola Tinibu, I write to you as a Nigerian, a retired army general for the Nigerian army, a patriot, and a war tactician. On July 26, 2023, the commander of the Presidential Guard for Niger Republic, when in name General Abdurrahman Tiani, overthrow President Mohamed Bazoum and he seized power to become the strong man of the armed forces of Niger Republic. And as the ECOWAS leader, you immediately invite other West African leaders and issue ultimatum to Tiani when he be the head of the Niger army to say make the measure say by all means reinstate the president of Niger before a deadline when it be say una set for them, or else a strong military force just like ECOMOG for Libya and Sierra Leone go invade Niger Republic and forcefully reinstate the president of Niger. The population of Niger Republic, as we talk now, take to streets to protest to say they don't need any intervention from ECOWAS or any other leaders. which is to show, say, the citizens now waiting they want now it be that very one. You're not supposed to go against the will of the citizens. If the citizens be the people when it be said that they make demand for help, it will be a better ground for any other African nation to intervene to make sure say we reinstate peace and order for that very nation. So ECOWAS in this very case must treat with caution in order to avoid the unseen not to happen for West Africa. All right, my great and wonderful people. Now, only this one we take from this very message. You want to be able to receive right now from retired General Borde George when he send a message across to Bola Tinibu as ECOWAS head to make sure say everything when be see in the plan with every other democratically elected president as they call themselves all around the Africa against Niger. Make them make sure say they do with sense. All right. Now, before we leave you to share your own opinion with us on the comment section, we will quickly leave you first, make you hear the warning when it be said the president of Kenya sent across to the soldiers of Niger, just as Bola Tinibu equally they won, before we bring you the other video.
On Wednesday, Africa suffered a serious setback in its democratic gains as the aspirations of the people of Niger for constitutional democracy were subverted by an unconstitutional change of government that deposed Mohamed Bazoum, a democratically elected president. The Republic of Kenya joins the rest of the world to condemn in the strongest terms this unconstitutional act that subverts democracy through a coup d'etat and calls for the immediate release of President Mohamed Bazoum, who is reportedly seized by members of the Presidential Guard. Throughout our continent's history, we have strived tirelessly to nurture the principles of democracy, aligning ourselves with the aspirations of the African people for freedom and self-determination. This fundamental norm is crystallized in Article 4P of the Constitutive Act of the African Union, which unequivocally condemns and rejects any unconstitutional change of government. The government and the people of Kenya earnestly urge all parties involved to refrain from further escalation that might jeopardize the lives and livelihoods of the people of Niger. We call for the swift restoration of constitutional rule, ensuring the protection of the population and a return to full civilian authority while upholding utmost respect for the country's institutions. In this moment of strife, we implore all parties to engage in constructive discourse to restore peace in this fraternal nation, which has steadfastly stood as a bulwark against terrorism and its agents in the Sahel region. The resurgence of military coups and attempts to subvert the will of the people on our beloved continent demands a united and global response to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. Let us stand together as one to reaffirm our commitment to democracy, liberty, and the progress we have achieved.
All right, my great and wonderful people, that one now president of Kenya. Now, the reason why we carried this message come, not past BC, we not they against any of them say that they send message across a time like this. No, but one thing when we they against now in this. Since when say Africans they suffer, that they cry out, let us breathe. Una not the same message like this to una own co-leaders when say una they call democratically elected president. Una not they sit there down for this una meetings. They let una selves understand say una people they cry. I beg, may we soften the way when it be say we they lead these people, or else one day they will revolt. Una not get time for una agenda. Una consider all of us to be fools, even to the extent of the soldiers, and una don't refer them to be presidential guards, which is to say, now una bodyguards na in they be. Now, wetin una command them to do, na in they must do. Whether to destroy the citizens when they say he elect them into office, or to make sure say they oppress them, that one not concern una. So far, una dey heady, una family dey heady, una dey eat, and una dey live well. Wetin concern the citizens when they say he give una that mandate according to wetin una dey talk now, una come out now dey quote laws. Una dey quote articles. Abi, those articles where una for the quote, the one when he say it concern the citizens. When he give una the mandate, you know they, una don't come outside one day to quote the say articles to una selves, to give una self senses concerning the people when he say yes, he sent una message. Una be errand boys. Una be errand boys. May we make it very clear to una. In case una no know, una be errand boys. No be una choose us, now we choose una. We the masses, now each choose una. According to what you they talk, now say, democratically elected president. Who elect una? Now una elect una selves. Una will feel elect una self, vote for una self to stay for that office, if not for the support of the masses. Although this very time around now, not be we even they elect una again. Una they form coup to put una self for that very position. Now, the reason why we say we are not get sympathy for una mind, you know, they una diary. When we say something will come happen to una come the quote article 1, article 2, article 3. What a nonsense article will be say una the quote. Who una the quote for? Who is the guide? And whose rule or laws it be to make sure say yes, it preserve the goodness of the land? Look at these people. All right, I'll leave you now to share una opinion with us on the comment section. Even as I leave you to watch this last video, I'll come back for more.
Good evening. This message is for the EU. My name is President Obonjo of Laughter Republic. I am not going to mince my words. I understand that the EU is threatening to send troops to Niger. I totally condemn this action. I won't mince my words, and I will not repeat my words. The EU is threatening Africa. The EU that can't take care of its own backyard. The EU that Britain left because of maladministration and corruption. The EU is threatening Niger. How dare you? How dare you threaten the continent? That great continent of ours. Let me tell you right now, we will make sure the African Union, the AU, rather than the EU, I won't repeat myself, the AU, rather than the EU, the African Union, will be ready to defend Africa. EU has no jurisdiction over Africa, talks less of Niger. You cannot in any shape or form, EU, try and use the words trying to protect democracy, freedom of speech, and so on and so forth. I repeat, the African Union, I will make sure that the African Union responds to the EU. Do not attempt to send any troops. This is not Britain. This is not Spain. It is not Germany. This is Africa. Africa, the greatest continent on earth. Africa, the greatest continent that everyone wants to pollute. Africa, that everyone sees as a playground to grab. I will not repeat myself. This is to the EU. Do not attempt in any shape or form to send troops to Niger. We will. The African Union will respond. And this is no threat. We will defend. You can defend your democracy. We will defend our continent.
All right, my great and wonderful people, before we draw the line of this broadcast here, I will quickly clarify one thing. We know they against democracy if it they good. Because the reason why basically they talk like this now because of see, waiting with the experience or the practice or the see for the hand of our leaders, when they call themselves politician, now demonstration of Chris, no be democracy. Now it make us they talk like this. We know they use this very medium now, they support what they happen for Niger. If it not good, it not good. If it bad, it bad. make una retrace una step. The leaders of Africa, make una dey wise by wetin dey happen today, or else wetin una go see again, e go dey many pass this very one. Like joke, like play, e start with one. Abi? Coup start with one country for Africa. As we dey talk now, e don occupy 5. Military, dey lead 5 countries for Africa now. By coup. By coup. Before you know wetin dey happen now, e go reach 8, or e go reach 10, e go reach 20. If una no give una self senses, all this gra-gra, e no go solve anything. All this statement, press release, e no go solve anything. If una say una get to here, make una carry helicopter or aeroplane, enter Niger, make we know who be who. Whether na only una, but the soldiers. All these ones when they say that they on board, so they be soldiers as well. And they also get their own soldiers colleagues when they be say that they form allies with them. May we see and who will suffer and last. All right, now so talking concerning this matter, we'll draw the line of this broadcast here. We'll see you again when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.